I'm meteorologist John Dawson from Fox 26. This is the tropical update that we make just for YouTube. So thanks for finding us here on the Fox 26 YouTube channel. We're going to get some time. You know, in a TV newscast, we just never have the time to really dive into things a little bit. So that's what we get to do here. And just as a reminder, we do this every day, a little bit after 4 p.m. is when we get that posted. We want to make sure and get all the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. And so we will get into things. And speaking of information from the National Hurricane Center, they've been quiet meaning at least for the Atlantic purposes, not issuing any sorts of expectations, not looking for any tropical formation, cyclone formation over a 5-day period. We've been seeing that message for several days now, but things changed on Sunday morning, and this is going to again be the latest information on Sunday afternoon. While most of the Atlantic is quiet, and the Caribbean is more or less under the influence of a lot of that Saharan dust, which we're going to look at in just a moment. Things in the Gulf of Mexico, perhaps not quite as quiet. And yes, to preface this, these are low expectations from the National Hurricane Center, but it is something that they're going to be watching, and we're certainly going to be watching that as well and giving you some feedback on what we think as far as what could actually be happening here in the long term. So this is sort of a long-term discussion. This large area of yellow represents a possibility of a 20% chance that a tropical cyclone could form in the next 5 days. And realistically, this is a 4 to 5 day period. Nothing's going to happen here for the next 3 days. But when we look much further down the week, 4 to 5 days from now, there is a possibility that there could be a little bit of a spin happening down here. And again, it might be a little bit of a stretch at this point in time, but definitely some of the possibilities. We've got a sort of a mid-level low pressure system right now that's over the southeastern U.S. That's going to kind of wander around down to the south, and then we're going to have a front that's kind of comes in and sort of stalls out along the Gulf. And when you kind of get those things mixed together, possibility that low pressure kind of gets a little bit more noticed down in the lower levels of the atmosphere. And we've talked about, of course, how warm these Gulf waters are. So a lot of that all mixing together at this point, 4 to 5 days from now, 20% chance that something might be developing there. Not looking for a really strong system necessarily. This is a similar scenario that we saw a couple weeks ago when we were looking for, again, a bit of a possibility of a tropical system, most likely a depression forming. Didn't happen, but this will be the same scenario where a depression or maybe a weak tropical storm could be forming kind of in here. Most likely right now, what we would say, in my opinion, is that this is going to be an area of just unsettled tropical moisture, Gulf moisture that's going to be sort of working its way in along the Gulf Coast. Definitely increasing some rain chances. So if you're one of our Fox 26 viewers where you're watching our newscasts and you're in the Houston area, this will be good news for us because we do think that this in general is going to increase our rain chances when we get at the end of the week. When we're looking at even as early as Wednesday, but most likely on Thursday and Friday, our rain chances definitely increasing towards the end of the week. So that's again what the Hurricane Center is looking at, new as of Sunday, looking at 4 to 5 days. A 20% chance that something tropical could form again in this yellow area towards the end of the week. So let's shift gears a little bit, talk about that Saharan dust. Not really looking at much right now in the Gulf, but it's the Caribbean where we're really beginning to see that influence becoming even stronger. Again, I'm looking at a futurecast product here. So this is going to be Tuesday when there's quite a bit of that Saharan dust all across the Caribbean. And that, again, makes it more difficult for a tropical system to form. Not completely impossible, but definitely more difficult. And then that's expected to kind of move in and sort of linger around at least the southern portions of the Gulf of Mexico, at least where that's forecast to head for now. Again, thanks for finding us here on YouTube, the Fox 26 channel. Want to make sure you know, again, we're here all the time, every day, a little bit after 4 p.m. If you want to connect with me on social media, I would love to do that as well. I use Instagram specifically for hurricane preparedness. So if you want to kind of increase some of your plans a little bit, and also it's kind of been fun this year, something new I've done on Instagram is share my backyard garden. If that happens to be something that you're interested in, I have a vegetable garden in my backyard. It's been a bit of a struggle, but we've been able to kind of connect with some other Instagram folks and sort of give some ideas and share some thoughts. It's been really great. So if you want to look for hurricane preparedness as well as my backyard garden, that would be where you'd find me on Instagram. I'm at John Dawson, Fox 26. Thanks again for clicking and checking in here on YouTube. We'll be back again tomorrow with an update.